Ah, you came back. I didn't think you would come. I mean, after all, I'm just some random guy telling you information about stuff that you don't think I should really know. Especially now that it's starting to snow, and I will have to come inside, but humor me and my expedition as I tell you more about your current situation. Now, I could go on about random stuff for a while, like refinements or your powers, but I think it would make more sense to start off with what you are exactly. Yeah, you're one of the created. You were created by a human, or maybe another one of your own kind, but all of that is kind of superficial. I made the offhand comment that you were a Frankenstein. Maybe you haven't seen the movie or heard it, but there is some connection to it if you have. Basically, you are one. There are many lineages of Prometheans. About, six, I'd say, from my experience. There were other ones before. They tend to go in and out of fashion, so to say. There was one that came before the Frankensteins, and there were ones that have been created by certain situations, but you know how that goes, so excuse me the wind. But, so that's all nice and dandy, but what does that make you? Well, the Frankenstein's exact origin, is kind of unknown. There are many theories, mostly revolving around the book. Many would say that Mary Shelley's Frankenstein was a real account of some sort, that the story of Victor Frankenstein and the monster were in fact true, that they were the historical events of the first Frankenstein of the lineage, or at least one of the first, hence where they got the name from. Most would say this is likely, or the story had some influence. A few more radical Frankensteins, would say that Mary Shelley herself was a Frankenstein turned human, and just retelling the story of a Promethean that came before her, or a fictionalized events of her own life story. I tend to subscribe to the latter solution for reasons I will not explain. But so, that's all nice and all, but exact origins don't really matter much. It's mostly just the origin of a name, and that's all simpler, I think, anyway. So, the Frankenstein lineage, your lineage, is one of the newer ones, is the newest, I'd say, actually, in my experience. Now, there were some that had been created after the Frankenstein started showing up, like the Hollows, like I mentioned, but they don't exist anymore. Simply put, you are the oldest currently still around lineage, at least by what of all I've seen. Maybe there are some new ones out that I'm not aware of, but, you guys, I would dare to say even the most common among the created, I'd say. Now, there's no way of showing or proving this, I just have my suspicions, but you guys... But how do you make a Frankenstein? That's all semantics. How do you make a Frankenstein? Well, you, like all of your brothers and sisters, were created with a body. Actually, a lot of bodies. Frankensteins are created from the stitched together remains and corpses of human beings. And occasionally some animals and organic parts, just because, why leave them out of the party, I guess. Hey, I don't make the rules, I just tell you how to go. So, generally, they usually sparked on, and then they are put together, mad science stuff, and, bada bing, bada boom, divine fire, and then, you came into existence, and they tend to show the scars for it. And by tend to, I mean they do, because turns out when your arms are from different corpses, they leave very noticeable signs, like you are right now. Yeah, you think I didn't notice that? I mentioned this the first time we met. You honestly think I wouldn't notice that? But they do, and if there was any group of Prometheans that would never, ever, ever shut up about that constant disfigurement from being made of corpses, it would be you guys. I tell you, every time I meet you guys, every single time, with the exception of you, I think the only time I haven't seen it, they will complain and go on about this for so long. It's practically mind-numbing. Like, why you guys do that? I don't understand. Whatever. But, You guys have also a few unique powers. Each lineage has some powers they tend to be pretty specialized in for whatever reason or why. And for you guys, this is too. Titan strength is, simply put, an increase in strength. You are stronger than your muscles realistically should be. And with this, you can do stuff like get a lot, do things that just shouldn't really be done with the strength you have, and you get exceptional successes quicker. What's an exceptional success? None of your business. The other one, and probably more unique one, is something called, as I call it, spare parts, which is just a fancy way of saying you guys can cut off of your parts of your body and replace them with parts of dead bodies and other things like that for whatever reason. Also, I imagine it's pretty good if you lost a limb. It's actually pretty unique, if occasionally morbid and specialized. Although I still refuse to never understand why you people would make yourself more patchwork than you already are. I mean, really, I don't understand why. But what do I know? But yeah, you guys are probably the most basic of all the Promethean lineages I've encountered, which is funny because you're also the newest. Funny how that works. But yeah, so that was now that you know what you are, that should give you some little bit of information to help you guys along. You guys are generally quick to anger, but you seem calmer than most. It's actually quite entertaining to talk to you. So, please keep coming back. There's always more to talk. There's other lineages to speak of, and knowledge like that could be instrumental in your survival, your pilgrimage, and your fight against the Pandorans. Or what are Pandorans? For another time, child. Another time. But yeah. See you next time. Might not be in the park. I might have to find you. Don't want that wasteland effect getting too bad, am I right? See you then.